What have I gotten myself into?
Over the next 24 hours, I'll be realistically reading as much as I can while juggling entertaining my son and prioritizing my hobby of reading. The clock is already ticking, so let's begin.
To kick off this video, I'm going to start by reading Hold My Girl by Charlene Carr. And essentially, this book is about That was my chair, I didn't fart. And essentially this book is about two women and they go to a fertility clinic, and one day the clinic calls them to let them know that they have accidentally swapped their eggs. So a devoted mother and the biological mother basically engage in a wrenching custody battle over a child that they both think is theirs. It has been quite some time into this day already. It is already 11:23, so I am about to start this challenge right now, and my son is watching me like, Mom, what are you doing? So let me get this timer started. Hey Siri, set a timer for 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds.
23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. Counting down.
All right, let's begin. My son has finally fallen asleep, and I've been reading for about an hour now, and this book is already taking a crazy start, to be honest. We have two women, Catherine and Tess. Catherine is a woman who has her life together. She has a husband, a beautiful house, a great career, and most of all, they have their daughter, Rose, that they got through the IVF procedure. Then there is Tess, and she is another woman who is having a hard time with life because she too went through the IVF procedure to ultimately end up with a stillborn child. So she is husbandless, childless, and trying to figure out what she's going to do with her life because she can't afford to do the IVF procedure again because it's very expensive. And her man that left her, if you know, you know, was paying for all the procedures before. So now she doesn't have that. One day, these two women were at this clinic to support a mutual friend of theirs. There was breaking news on the TV that the clinic that these women go to have swapped eggs. And obviously you can put two and two together. Catherine and Tess's eggs got swapped. My son should sleep for another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if I'm lucky. So I'm really gonna try to push through and get far into this book. So let me keep reading. I genuinely want to know if families or women that are doing IVF have this fear of their embryos being swapped with another woman, because Tess was jokingly saying to Irene, who was a sonographer at the clinic, saying, oh, I have the donor sperm, if only I just had the donor egg to get pregnant. And Irene took it upon herself to do the swap without telling Tess about any of it, or Catherine. So technically, Tess is a mother. Her egg was embedded into Catherine with Catherine's husband's sperm. So basically, Catherine is a surrogate for Tess's baby, and Catherine's husband is the baby father, which is so fucked up. Oh, fuck. This is what happens when I try to give my son some independence to feed himself. It's already been about 4.5 hours later since I initially started this challenge, and granted, I have not gotten far in this book. I'm probably at page 75 right now, but a lot has happened. So Tess is deciding to legal up. She wants to get a lawyer so that she can eventually obtain custody of her daughter Rose. But of course the Mathesons are not having it. They're like, we birthed this baby is ours, even though she's not biologically Catherine's. She wants to keep the baby fully and 100% custody. The thing is that Tess cannot afford to raise Rose right now. She works too much as is. She works 60 plus hours a week. She's barely home. She lives in a raggedy ass apartment. So I don't know what world Tess is living in. I know that she wants to have custody of her daughter to some capacity, but she can't do it right now. Rose will not have a fair and good life. Hopefully you guys can see that and it's not too blurry, but I have 13 hours and 26 minutes left on this timer. My family is asleep, the baby is asleep, so now I really have time to hone in and read for maybe the next hour or two. I know it's supposed to be a 24-hour readathon, but I love to prioritize my sleep, so I am gonna get some sleep tonight and probably wake up early to continue reading. I am on page 153. So at this point in the book right now, Tess is trying to get her life together. She's trying to find a new apartment and adjust her hours at work so that she can accommodate to Rose eventually coming home to her to some capacity, whether that's 50-50 custody, visitation just to begin with. But the Mathesons are not having it. They don't want to share any custody with Tess, which I guess is somewhat understandable, but I digress. Now Catherine is trying to plan Rose's first birthday party, so she decides to invite 103 people to Rose's first birthday party. I feel like that's a bit of an overkill. You don't need that many people, but whatever. And we find out that the Mathesons know Tess's brother, Miko. I'm gonna just call him Miko because I don't want to butcher his first name, because Catherine's husband and Miko are mutual friends. So the Mathesons invite Miko to the party, not knowing that Miko and Tess are starting to rekindle their sibling relationship. So lo and behold, Miko and Tess walk into this party and the Mathesons appear to have seen a ghost when they see Tess. But of course they can't let anybody in the party know that Tess is the biological mother of Rose, so they have to play it cool. But some of Catherine's friends did peep game and were like, we know that some weird shit is going on, but we just don't know that it's you yet. Oh, and another thing, Rose took her first steps, 7 steps, right in front of Tess. So Tess got to witness her daughter's first footsteps, which is the sweetest thing ever. I would have cried if I was Tess. That is such a monumental milestone in any child's life. And for her to be able to witness that firsthand is just amazing. But let me shut up and keep reading so that I can at least get halfway through this book before I get too tired. Now that I have read Catherine's point of view when she's talking to her mother after Rose's birthday, I genuinely feel bad for her as well, because she too lost a baby that Tess was carrying. Because when the whole egg switch, basically Tess was carrying Catherine's baby and Catherine was carrying Tess's baby. So in this entire situation and in this debacle, Catherine is also grieving the loss of a baby too. The baby was stillborn. So she has a lot to wrap her head around, and it's really sad to see what these two women are going through and the way that they're fighting and just not coming to a common ground because there's so much on the line right now is really sad to read about. At this point, I feel like I am sleeping. I am reading with one eye open at this point, so I'm gonna catch a little bit of sleep. It is currently 10:44 with 12 hours and 39 minutes left on the timer. I don't know what time I'm waking up. I'll wake up when I wake up, and I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning. It is exactly 8 o'clock right now, and I have just shy of 3 hours left in this challenge, and I am only halfway done with this book. Last night I stopped at page 195, so that's how far I've gotten thus far. And I know I'm not going to complete this book for the video, and that's all right with me, but I have gotten quite far into this book and I am happy about that. So without further ado, I'll keep reading and I will brief you guys in this book as time goes on.
library right now. Sorry if I can't talk very loud. It's very quiet in here. But we just finished with Drago's toddler time class that we go to every week, and he loves it. But that being said, I don't have much time left to read. I have 24 minutes left to read in this challenge, so I'm gonna sit here as long as he lets me and try to binge read as much as I can. He's not letting me finish reading. This is what we're doing right now. Walking up and down each aisle so that I can run all this energy out of him before we get home. I finally finished this 24-hour reading challenge. I didn't get any reading done at the library whatsoever. My son was too busy wanting to run around, and that's okay with me because he needed to get all that energy out before we got home. So with that being said, I read a total of 196 pages in this 24-hour reading challenge, and I felt like that was pretty good for me being a very busy mom who also loves the hobby of reading. But what's most important is that I will be doing a monthly wrap up for all the books that I read in January, and this book will be included and I will have been finished with it. So make sure you're subscribed so you can watch me talk about this book at the end of the month. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.